Firehawk acquired. Target will be subdued.
The Krogan Empire's after me. Don't you have the virus to worry about?
Come peacefully, you shall not be harmed.
We meet again, Firehawk. What did you do with your other ship? This is the same ship. That ship looks nothing like before. It's different in both mass and form. I'm telling you, this is the same ship, and it's more powerful than you can possibly imagine.
Looks like you're still an unknown, worth only 11 credits. I'm interested in your ship though, it's still salvageable in pieces.
I don't want to end dialogue yet, because there's a neutral ship just right in front of me, and I want to get caught up in the fight. Then it like veers right into my fighting. That was strange. The Krogan ship just blew up. It looked like you needed some help. You were struggling quite a bit. You're telling me you did that? Here's another ship. Well, let's wait for it to pass through. I found a vulnerability in the Krogan's warp core. I used that to detonate the ship. That must be the Omni Link ability. You are correct. Looks like I can count on an Omni Link whenever I need it. It would be wise for you to train your skills. As it stands, the virus would obliterate you. Hold it, I'm not that bad. I'm a pretty good pilot. I am relieved. Your previous performance must have been what you humans call a joke. I can't tell if you're being serious.
Wait, stop! Hold your fire!
Having a little trouble?
Your ship has many interesting qualities. I did not expect such a challenge.
Your vessel is in critical condition. Will you not surrender?
Who is this?
I am Don.
Your ship is also heavily damaged, and I have no desire to harm a beautiful woman.
Your concern over my safety is appreciated. Hold on, why are you being nice to him? He's the enemy. Whatever happened to threat level increase or your ship will be eliminated kind of talk, like when we first met. Looks like your friend would rather be with me. I'll make sure to make your death painless when you surrender your ship and woman. Wait, what is happening? Threat level increased. Yes, that's my girl. You will not harm my pilot. I am attempting to override his systems. Omni Link established. Self-destruct activated.
Hold on, this is not necessary. Can't the guy take a joke? I wasn't going to harm you, really I wasn't. Please, just let me go. I'll leave right away, I promise.
Leave and never return. Don, get your finger off that button. Looks like we talked some sense into this rogue.
Thank you. You won't regret this.
Don't give me a reason to. Keep away from me so I can engage these other hostiles. But it looks like I've effectively secured the immediate area. I'm just concerned that my ships will hurt the neutral ships. That was a problem in the early access version. Remnos Station is a place to get rich and find new clients. Law is enforced, but fights are common at most social gatherings. Take care to look over your shoulder. Need ship repairs? Or perhaps you have to hear the latest rumors. Information costs only 25 credits. Options to buy only appear if you have the money or goods necessary to purchase. Sure, let's buy a rumor. The word is Darkstar, the famous bounty hunter, is roaming the sector looking for something or someone. Better stay away from him if you know what's good for you. Well, that was useless. I already fought this guy. Alright, let's load then and keep our credits. There's a jamming signal of sorts interfering with scanning. Can't think of anyone you'd like to contact. Kep stands outside Slice's cantina, which sits on a less reputable part of the station. Don watches Kep's movements, waiting for him to make the decision to enter, as if he's in charge. Kep breaks the silence. I'm going in, and I want you to stay here. She wasn't expecting him to say that. Why are you having me stay? The moment we walk in there, everyone's going to notice us. If it's just me, at least I can keep low profile. I can handle any threats that may arise. Yeah, I don't think you've been around people long enough to know what works. I need to be in control of the situation. Your bounty is increasing, and Zaos clearly doesn't believe you are dead. I need to protect my pilot. For appearance's sake, you shouldn't let anyone know you're a hologram, which leaves you vulnerable. I don't know what you can do to protect me. You are under the impression that I need protection when it is you who is vulnerable. I guess there is no convincing you. Door opens to a room loud with music and gossip. Dawn walks in first, but Keb quickly passes her and heads towards the bar. There are 2 spots open which Keb grabs quickly as he ushers her over. The overworked bartender fills drinks and talks to several individuals. However, when he notices Keb, his attention diverts. Keb, my friend. It's been a long time. Keb and Dawn take a seat at the bar. I'm not your friend. Faye is my only friend. You know that. Come now. When have I ever let you down? By selling me out. I said I'd make it up to you. By the way, how is Faye? She's stationed at a Zaos outpost in the Eloran system, fighting the virus. I haven't seen her in years. That's too bad. Aren't you going to introduce me to your new friend? This is Dawn. The pleasure is mine. Slicer reaches his hand to grab Dawn's. The formality catches Keb off guard. She accepts his small shake. Keb studies Slicer's face for an explosive reaction. Slicer does not react to her touch with any surprise. Can't tell she's not real? My, you have such a soft skin. Cut it out, Slicer. We're here on business. Fine, I can take a hint. Just let me know if you need anything, Dawn. I'll be right over here. Slicer walks away without giving Keb a chance to ask about Arcadia. I like him. He's nice. Dawn has a big, awkward smile on her face. Stay away from him. He's not a friend. Not like Faye? In fact, stay away from everyone in this room. You have no reason to make friends. Then I shall stay at the bar. As Keb stands and leaves, Slicer immediately goes over to Dawn. Keb talks with many of the patrons, but none seem to know Arcadia. That's when one man takes interest in Keb's inquiries and approaches him directly. You look like a man in search of profits. My name is Darius, and I may be able to oblige. I need information. Information is credits to me. I have a vast network of acquired intelligence. Information about Zaos, information about the pirates. You name it. I'm searching for a woman named Arcadia, but now that you mention it, I also need information on the pirate base. For finding a missing person, the cost is 50 credits. The latter, however, is much more costly. I'm curious. What do you want for information on the pirates? To talk about them is to invite death. I want something worth risking my life for. That woman with cybernetic implants, for instance. Darius points to Dawn at the bar. Keb rests his eyes on Dawn and turns back. She's not for sale, and she's not my property. What is she to you, then? She's my ship. You wouldn't understand. I don't catch your meaning. Are you saying she's worth as much as a starship? I'm not in the market for selling people. I have 20,000 credits that are yours if you can part with her. You must have deep pockets, but I'm not selling her. I always get what I want in the end. You will make a deal eventually. Darius stops, wanting to say more, but feels his voice choke up. An ominous gaze looks his direction. Keb mistakes his loss of words for something else. Hey, it's okay. You'll find yourself a hot cyber chick someday, I'm sure. Keb does not see Dawn's eyes burn red as she looks at Darius from across the room. She is ready to enter battle mode and protect her pilot from a looming threat. Keb turns to face Dawn, and when he does, she is already back to normal. They both wave and smile. Darius still appears overcome with fear. You're right. I spoke out of place. Darius quickly picks up his feet and leaves the cantina. As soon as he leaves, a woman approaches. Sorry about that. My brother's not very good with people. Nothing Firehawk can't handle. Firehawk is an interesting name. My name is Sabrina. Nice to meet you, Sabrina. You're very formal, Firehawk. The one you are looking for was here moments ago. She wanted me to give you this. Keb opens the note and reads the contents. Meet me in room 40, second floor. This is urgent. Come alone. Arcadia. With information in hand, Keb returns to Dawn. Keb rests his hand on her shoulder, whispers the news into her ear. I know Arcadia's location. She asked me to meet her alone. Stay here and don't move a muscle. Dawn feels his breath in her ear and the weight of his hand on her shoulder. She tries to stand and warn him of the dangers of going alone, but her motor processes don't work. Why is my program malfunctioning? Hollow processor overheating. Dawn is startled by this reaction. I need to run system diagnostics. She repeats and stutters her words. By the time Keb realizes it is a trap, a dozen men surround him and smack him over the head. Keb groans as the men tie his hands and feet. They throw him into a dark room and let his body smash against the floor.
We'll deal with the baggage later.
The door locks and it's completely dark. He lays motionless for a second, moaning on the cold floor. Let me out! Keb shouts, but he only hears his echo. When he stops, he can hear a muffled voice. Say again? Keb wiggles onto his knees and slides in the direction of the sound. I can't understand you. Kev slides further until he bumps into someone. Can you lean your head down near my hands? With effort and a little luck, Kev finds the edge of the tape and tears it off her mouth. Ah! Yeah, thanks. That stings. Are you okay? Not really. I'm being kidnapped. You too, huh? Kev realizes this may not be the best times to crack a joke. Looks like we're both trapped. Not for long. I'm getting out of here. You seem confident with that statement. Mind if I join you? I've been in far dire situations, believe me. All I need is my hands free. I can help with that. My name is Keb. I'm Arcadia. You free my hand, and I'll get you out of here. Deal? Keb stiffens, learning his Arcadia. However, she is not familiar with his name. Are you with me, Keb? I'm with you. Great. We need to work on each other's hands. I'm assuming your hands are tied behind your back. Lean your back against mine so our hands can touch. Right. It takes a second to shuffle into position. They can feel the backs and hands of each other. The next 5 minutes seems like forever. I'm getting nothing. You? I can't get in between the knots. My movement is too restricted. They both let out a sigh at the same time, and something about that makes them laugh. You seem like a nice guy. How did you get yourself into this mess? This has been one long day. Can you be more specific? I disobeyed an order from my employer, so I'm probably fired. My ship got destroyed with me in it, so I'm probably dead. And then I was supposed to meet a woman at the station when I was kidnapped. So you're probably dumped. Arcadia begins to laugh at her own joke, and after a while, Kip joins in with her. That was pretty funny. I was just following the pattern, but I'm not sure what you meant when you said you were dead. If I could explain it to you, I would. Sometimes a string of bad luck never ends. I'm sure girlfriend will forgive you. Just an acquaintance. I really don't know her. I see. She has such a temper, but I'm learning there's a soft side to her. What's your story? What led you here, of all places? This guy, oh, it infuriates me. I spent 100 years. 100 years? It's just an expression. I've worked a long time to fix some problems, and many people are counting on me. I'm not going anywhere if you want to tell me a story and relieve some stress. Just when things are getting under control, this guy, Firehawk, is flying around my ship with my co-pilot, which should be impossible. Impossible, you say? I was supposed to meet him at this station. Who knows? Maybe he set me up. I highly doubt that. So what did you think of this guy, Firehawk? Why are we still talking about him? No reason. I'm just positive this one guy, Firehawk, can't be the source of all your troubles. Anyways, we can't solve our problems while we're stuck in here. Keb adjusts his position and works on the bindings again. What are you doing? I'm getting you out of here, that's what. Ouch! Sorry. While Keb works his fingers, Arcadia twists her arms and hands. After a minute, the bindings fall off, and she turns her body to work in Keb's hands. Looks like what you did was just enough to get the job done. There we go. Now we're both free. They take a moment to untie the ropes around their feet and stand up at the same time. I can't even see you, though. You're right in front of me. I promised I would get you out of here if you got my hands free. A deal's a deal. Keb senses she is smiling as she speaks. When they locked me in here, they made one mistake. They let me see the room. There's plenty of material I can use to make a light. But there is still that problem of not being able to see anything. You don't get it, do you? I can see everything. I saw the room when coming in, and I know which direction I'm facing. Arcadia closes her eyes to concentrate. She grabs Keb by the shoulders and spins him around. She also adjusts her angle to match what she is seeing from memory. The door panel is over there, a toolbox is over there, and wires are over there. Alright, I get it. You're amazing. You bet I am. She laughs. Be a nice guy and retrieve everything for me. Arcadia grabs Keb by the shoulders and spins him around again. Take about 6 steps forward. You'll reach a metal shelf. Slide your hand along the shelf and grab the toolbox and wires. Are we in like a workshop or something? I know, really. These kidnappers don't know what they're doing. Once you grab those items, come back to me and I'll lead you in another direction. For the next few minutes, Arcadia gives Keb directions and he retrieves all the items. Now cross your fingers and wish me luck. Keb can't tell what's happening, but he can feel the intensity. Cool! Clink, clink, bang, snap, whiz. Clink, clink, clank, bonk, chomp, whiz. What are you doing? I used to play like this when I was a kid. This is similar to arts and crafts for me. Just need to connect these cables to the device and there we go. Arcadia's device reflects a dazzling light through the room. They both look around taking in the spectacle until their eyes meet. Arcadia pleasantly smiles. The light makes her white hair twinkle like moonlight. Her narrow eyes make her appear rebellious. Keb is dazzled by her attractiveness. That was amazing. Are you some kind of genius? When I need to be. We make a great You look very familiar. She jumps back in surprise and grimaces his direction. You're the guy, Firehawk. You lied to me. You said your name was Keb. My name is Keb. Wait a minute. The meeting with the girl. That was me! You knew who I was the whole time. I thought it would complicate things if I told you who I was. Let's get out of here first. Fine, but I'm not through with you. She waves him over, and Keb watches as she works on the control panel. Someone's coming. Loud noises of all kinds come from the other side of the door. Screaming, yelling, running, crashing, burning. Arcadia and Keb brace themselves for what they are about to see. Slicer glances at Dawn, who does nothing as she waits for Keb's return. There are others watching her too, but she doesn't pay them any attention. You haven't touched your drink. Is there something bothering you? She is curious to how Slicer knows. I am diagnosing what caused my malfunction earlier. In one of your implants? I'm not sure what you... She cuts him off. Please leave the immediate area. I do not wish for you to get hurt. At first, Slicer takes it the wrong way, but then understands the statement when two men walk up to her. Can I interest you in a drink? Oh, looks like you haven't touched yours yet. Dawn swings her chair around to face Darius. She gives him a big, awkward smile. What can I do for you? Dawn is relatively small and non-threatening. Darius wonders how she frightened him earlier. I just wanted to introduce you to my friend, Frank. He's been modified with B1000 series military-grade implants. Frank doesn't speak much. He's more brawn than brains. Dawn stands up from her chair to face him. She is dwarfed by Frank's massive size. The implants give him the durability of 3 men and the punching force of 612 pounds. Let me demonstrate. Frank, give her a little tap. Frank pulls back his fist for a huge wind-up. After a power-up phase, Frank thrusts his arm forward. A solid punch lands right across Dawn's cheek. Dawn could let the punch pass through her, but she remembers Keb's words. Don't let people know you are a hologram. Her neck turns with the force of the punch. She brings her face back with Frank's fist still connected to her cheek. His punch didn't even leave a mark. Frank, I said tap, not love tap. Darius fumes from the ineffective punch. Dawn slaps Frank's hand away. I think I will have that drink. Dawn turns toward the bar with no expression on her face. She takes a drink, gulping it down in one go. Happening within her body, the liquid molecules of atoms and electrons turn into energy and absorb into her matrix. Her body emits an aura. Battle mode activated. The surrounding lights and other electronics flicker as she absorbs energy into her body. Let me introduce myself. Frank is too shocked to respond or move a muscle as Dawn's eyes pierce his body and soul. The energy swirls around her fist. With a forward thrust, Dawn plants her fist through to Frank's gut. Urgh! Frank! Frank's body soars as he's thrown over several tables, 30 feet across the room. The other patrons watch dumbfounded as Frank ripples through tables and chairs, carving a path beneath him. He reaches the end of the room with an explosion. What are you standing around for? Get her! Just about every patron in the room pulls out guns and blades at his command, and Dawn is surrounded. Guns materialize in Dawn's hands so that she's dual-wielding, and once the blasts start, they don't stop. The first blasts reach Dawn's location, but she has already leapt out of the way. The attackers can barely track her movements with their eyes. Dawn, in turn, returns fire with perfect accuracy. Darius tries to flee as a shot hits his back and he tumbles to the floor. 2 other attackers are brought down at the same time. More weapons fire and some of them connect with her body. The shots knock her back momentarily, but cause no damage. The men scream in panic and try to flee when they realize she can't be taken down. But the passage of escape is suddenly blocked, so they try to fight her off, as she takes them down, one by one. Some of the men throw their weapons away, knowing it can't do her harm, but then stupidly try to fight her in hand-to-hand combat. Dawn flips the barricade, protecting the last man standing. Even though he is a distance away, Dawn leaps at her attacker while bringing her leg up. Wham! The kick is so hard a whole backstory needed to be created for him. Before he even hit the floor, Dawn powers down from battle mode. Battle mode deactivated. The air is now eerily silent. Only sparks, static, and flashing lights give life to the once bustling room. Threat eliminated. It's safe now, Slicer. You can come out. Slicer's eyes appear over the counter. He's too paralyzed to say anything. His bar is in ruins. She looks at him with a cold, emotionless face. He looks at her with fear, but then she gives him a bright, awkward smile. He returns the smile reluctantly and hides again behind the counter. Dawn's attention diverts to a galactic news bulletin flashing across the screen of one of the monitors. A familiar face with an announcement appears. Wanted alive. Keb, calls himself Firehawk, 11 credit reward. Previously employed at Zaos and thought dead. Last known location, Babylon system. Knowing the exact location of Keb, Dawn sets the digital pad back on the table and proceeds to room 40B, second floor. Keb and Arcadia wait anxiously to know the source of the sound beyond the door. A huge blast connects with the door and the metal frame begins to melt. The melting continues until the rest of the door loosens and crashes open. A blinding light emerges, and to their surprise, Dawn casually walks into view. The 3 return to the ship to sort out the predicament, exit the station, and return to your ship. Keb, Arcadia, and Dawn all board the ship to sort out the predicament. They stand separate from each other, and Dawn is the first to speak. Mission complete. Arcadia retrieved. Arcadia's eyes widened. You got your memory back. Dawn turns to look at her. It appears she is going to respond, but she turns back to Keb.
Are you alright, Firehawk? I was a bit worried.
Arcadia's jaw drops. It's not about what she says, but how she says it. What happened when I left? There must have been 8 unconscious bodies in the cantina. I wish I could have seen your abilities in action. Dawn smiles shyly.
I am programmed to protect my pilot.
Arcadia heads to Keb as swiftly as her feet can carry her. She grabs him by the collar, clenching her fist, looking narrowly at him. You've reprogrammed my AI! What have you done with her? Did you change your personality matrix? This is all a big misunderstanding. Calm down. Calm down! So, I have a temper and a soft side, huh? I had hoped you wouldn't remember that. I'll show you my soft side. Arcadia pulls back her arm and throws a punch with all the power she has. Her fist lands right into Keb's chest. Keb looks down at the contact point, which doesn't hurt at all. He rubs his chin and faces her confidently. Not very tough, but spirited. I'll give you that. She pulls back and throws several more punches to his shoulder, his gut, and his face. Keb dodges them. The last punch Keb catches, and then he spins her around to hold her body in place. Don't touch me! I'm warning you! After struggling a bit, Kater relaxes and he lets go. She plants her feet while she contemplates her next move. Dawn responds with interest, but doesn't move.
This confrontation is different than my fight in the bar. I require instructions on how to respond.
Have you calmed down, Ari?
How many times must you tease me with that ridiculous nickname?
Keb leans against the wall comfortably and grins.
What twisted universe do you come from?
Keb looks at Dawn and shrugs. Dawn copies his behavior and shrugs back. I'm ready to move on if you are. Arcadia's posture relaxes and she takes a deep breath. It's about D7. She's not responding within normal parameters. If you'd let me talk to her. He motions toward Dawn. Be my guest.
Dawn, it's me. Do you remember?
Dawn comes forward so she can look closely at her. They meet eye to eye.
Surely you recognize me.
In some strange way, you are familiar.
You stood by my side and protected me for a century. I owe you my life, and I gave you yours.
Dawn allows Arcadia to slip past her to the control panels. Arcadia recalls Dawn's holographic form within the ship. Her fingers flash across the controls, and a diagnostic program starts. After some repairs and a reboot, Dawn's voice returns.
F-Type Unit D7 is fully operational, awaiting orders.
I realize you have no idea who I am, Keb. This will clear up everything. D7, who is your creator?
Arcadia Gallus, second scientist, Astro Kingdom.
And what is your mission?
To hunt and destroy the virus.
You may power down and replenish your energy reserves, D7. But first, tell me, do you prefer to be called Dawn?
I do not object if you desire to call me by this designation. Dawn powering down.
Dawn's voice vanishes, and the lights on the ship dim slightly. The ship's controls remain fully functional. Arcadia turns to address Keb. I thought her change in personality was a side effect of corrupted functions of programming. It turns out that all she needed was a good reboot. Maybe her personality was a fluke. Sorry about hitting you, I guess. I was wrong. Speaking of Dawn's personality, I hope it's still there after the reboot. Arcadia nods in agreement. I checked Dawn's records of her voyage. You were just in the wrong place at the wrong time and got mixed up in all of this. Arcadia's voice raises again, and she brings back the seriousness. And since Dawn seems to like you, I'll keep you on the ship for now. But if you do anything to jeopardize our mission, I won't hesitate to order her to vaporize you. You won't get any trouble from me. Good. Well, let's start by figuring out who Danon is. I want to know why he sends you on missions in my ship. You seemed hesitant to talk about him before. I remember you didn't want me bringing up his name. His name is the same as someone I knew long ago. Someone I'd rather forget. It's been 150 years since then, so there's no way he's still alive. You mentioned earlier that Dawn protected you for a century. Did you sleep in cryofreeze? Cryofreeze will only get you through 50 years before damaging your body. I invented a regenerative sleeping process that is used in conjunction with morpher. I slept for 150 years. Are you telling me you're more than 150 years old? Arcadia's eyes narrow. You know it's impolite to ask a girl's age. You look pretty good for your age. Arcadia covers her mouth and laughs. Nice recovery. Is your white hair a result of the long sleep or natural color? We're getting off track again. Can we not talk about my looks for a minute? So, continue where we left off. Danon you knew should be dead by now. Whoever this imposter is, he knows all about us, but I haven't exactly discovered his motives. Danon claims to fight the virus. The mission he sent us on is for that purpose. He also has a grudge against Zaos. I have the same mission to stop the virus. I also have reason to believe Zaos is working to help the virus spread. That's impossible. I trained at the Zaos Academy and worked for them. There's no way they work with the virus. You worked for them for how long? I attended the academy for 3 months and worked for 2 years. Its sole purpose is to destroy threats just like the virus. Why would they be for it? Tell me, in that time did you learn anything about the virus? Do you even know what the virus is? Sure I do. It's an alien race conquering our galaxy. I think. Do you know anything about their ships? Do you know why they are invading? Do you know what they look like? Keb is not able to answer quickly. It's because no one lives to tell about it. We have little information. After 2 years. Lack of information is a convenient lie. Zaos is covering up information that leaks. They don't want people to know the truth.
I don't believe you. I'm sorry, I have my reasons. Either way, why don't we just meet up with Dan, since you both seem to be on the same side?
I'll consider it. First, I'm interested in finding the pirate base.
How would you know about that?
I learned everything from Dawn during the diagnostic. From here on out, everything she knows, I know.
That makes sense, considering how much you knew about Dan in my former employment.
Danon seemed to be interested in the same things I am, but he takes a different approach. Like with the nebula. Pirates have a large fleet and information network. They can help with my mission to destroy the virus and supply Dawn with ships. I want to know the reason Danon wants the pirate base gone.
Problem is, we don't know where the pirates come from.
We might be one step closer than you think. Before Dawn rescued us, she interrogated someone with a lot of connections.
Her techniques are more persuasive than mine.
I thank you for helping her when she had memory loss, but this is not your burden to bear. You can leave at any time. I'll make sure to compensate you for the loss of your ship.
Riding an advanced starship saving the galaxy? I think I'll stay.
For now, then, I'll let you continue piloting Morpher.
Consider me hired.
Our connection will meet us in Nebula near the sun. They have information on the pirate recruitment process.
Is there a chance they won't show?
If Dawn threatened them, believe me, they'll be there.
Anything else interesting around here? Let's go and clear out some of the enemies and check around.